Chapter 1, 2, Lecture 4. Okay, so other than sneakily, not sneakily, but obviously with, well-established principles, kind of manipulating the U.S. diet to either add things back to foods like grain products or cookies or crackers or spaghetti or pasta or noodles that were made using flour, plain old flour, or adding things to foods that normally wouldn't have things, fortification. You can also give people information and you can hope that they use it. Not that I do, but I'm sure some people do. So you got to see what's out there. Okay, so the first thing is an ingredient list, right? Most processed foods are supposed to have an ingredient list. If it's an imported food, we shop a lot at Asian food stores, there's often a label that somebody slapped on at the port. So whatever the countries of origin's language was, there's one in English to explain what's in the food. A nutrition facts label. This was changed in 2019, so the current one's only 5 years old, to give you some nutritional information. Not a lot, some. Nutrient claims. If the food has a lot of something that's good, they can have a claim, or not a lot of something like, let's say, low in sodium, they can have a claim. Nutrients only. So things that we recognize as nutrients. Health claims. If the food has been shown to have some effect on a chronic disease in a human, and there's only 14 of these nutrients that have been shown to do this, they can have a health claim. The last one is structure function. That's what I call the supplement claim. These are generally unregulated, bold statements that really are not related to health at all, and they can get by legally doing that as long as they don't say a supplement or some food is related to health, if the U.S. government doesn't think it's related to health. Okay, so here's a standard ingredient list. It's the most to the least. That's how this works. So this is a Cadbury Easter egg. The most is milk chocolate. The least in the food is artificial color, yellow number 6. Yellow number 6. That's how that works. Pretty simple. All right. Most foods, processed foods, should have this. Here's your nutrition facts labels. I'm not sure why this is weird on the screen. That's the old one. This is the new one. So what you only have legally on a facts label are fat, saturated fat, trans fat. We'll talk about trans fat. That's the bad one. Cholesterol, sodium, total carbs, how much fiber, how much sugar, net sugar that's total, and then sugar that's been added. That's new. Total protein. There can be more than this amount of protein in the food, but the protein gram on a human food item is the amount of protein you can build with. Pet foods have two values for protein. The one that you can build your pet with, and then extra protein that animals just want to eat because animals like protein, right? Vitamin, this is what it is for nutrients, micronutrients. Vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium. That's it, and of course sodium, which is also essential. Anything else you see on a food label that's a different vitamin or mineral, that's advertising. That is advertising. Why just these 4? Or with sodium 5? I don't know. Why not folate, which I'll make an argument should be on the food label later in the semester? I have no idea. This is what they did in 2019. All these are more tailored for the elderly population. They made the font bigger. They decided who's going to read a food label and who votes. The elderly. And that's the way the food label is currently designed. Okay, here's a nutrient claim. Generally, if something is low in sodium, high in fiber, they get a claim. The word low or reduced or good source of or excellent source of, those wordings are all regulated. So, and I forget the actual numbers, but a good source of iron might be 10%. An excellent source of iron might be 35% per serving of your need for iron or something like that. That's what a nutrient claim is. Not too many foods have these. Soup is a good example. Milk might have a calcium claim because it's a good source of calcium. Infant cereals, the first food you give infants, they usually have a nutrient claim for iron and zinc because those are very good sources of iron and zinc. So here are health claims. Health claims are something that are very unique to certain foods. These are claims on a food which literally states a disease. So Cheerios has soluble fiber. Soluble fiber may lower your body's bad cholesterol, and people who eat the most soluble fiber appear to have the least amount of heart disease. It's all an association. Nothing's guaranteed. And so they get to have a health claim, right? We'll lower your cholesterol 4% in 6 weeks. It'll say something on the box about heart disease. Here's another one with a health claim. How do you know it's a health claim? it always states a disease if it's a legal health claim. So cancer, osteoporosis, dental caries, right? So toothpaste can get a health claim because it contains fluoride, which, whatever your opinion of fluoride is, it does reduce the incidence of cavities. Structure, function are different, right? They don't state a disease. This ginkgo biloba helps maintain mental alertness. Doesn't say dementia, doesn't say, Alzheimer's. Heck, cocaine helps maintain mental alertness. So should cocaine have a structure function claim, right? Same thing with this one. Most of your supplements will have a structure function claim, not a health claim, because frankly, there's very little evidence in a large population of people they actually change health. I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying there's not a body of evidence available yet to say that they do. And by the way, I have an assignment for the whole structure function thing. Okay, I'm going to end here because the last video will talk about nutrition assessment part and it won't be as long.